We're definitely in a season of planting, a season of innovation. I'm sure if we weren't on the lockdown this morning, we'd be doing what we have always done. And I would not be in your midst or have it, the opportunity this morning to share with you and to see your faces this morning, to see your smiles. So God has a way of doing things. We may not like, um, you know, the way God does it, but whatever he does is always well done, and he has our good in mind. And just want to, continue with that word that we, not so among thorns, and really understand, on the lockdown there, we our movements are limited, and and but we certainly can fill our time with so many other stuff. And the thing in Matthew chapter 13, the seeds that fell among thorns, it wasn't that the soil wasn't good. It's just that the thorns and the seed competed for the same thing. And so in life, we have so many things that are competing for your time, for your attention, and you have got to make a determination as to what will occupy your time, because based on what you allow to occupy your time, that which you say you treasure, and if we say our relationship with God is something that we treasure, to the extent that we allow, so many different plants in our garden, they're taken away from the time that we have to spend with God. And sometimes we have to do what my daughter calls selective neglect. In other words, there are some good things that we would like to get involved in, but given the things that are in front of me, given my priorities, I just got to say I can't do it today. I've reserved this day for this, and I just got to put that off. Maybe next week, maybe next never, because right now I am focusing on what's important. The heart that is crowded never really get to any depth in anything. And if you look at even in the athletic world, those athletes who reach to the top of their game are the athletes who have spent time focusing on the skills that the Lord has given to them. You'll find them waking up, early in the morning, going, practicing drills after drills, techniques after technique, over and over again, because that is what is important to them. And it's the same way with us and with God. What is important to us? And when we find that out, that's where we've got to put our money and our time. Our life has got to be balanced.
Amen.
Our life has got to be balanced. And God, God doesn't expect us to spend all our time in church, and he doesn't expect us to spend all our time at work. Um, and so, many times in life we have things that draw us away from our ministry, and we must know that this is just for a season. This is just for a time, and I'm going to give myself back to the work of the Lord, back to prayer, back to devotion, and so on. So let us be encouraged by the words this morning, that as we go through this season, we really spend our time and think about what is really important to me. What is important to me? If it's my family, then spend time with your family. If it's your friends, spend time with your friends. If it is your ministry, certain place time with your ministry. If it's growing and developing a certain skill, then spend time with that, and don't allow the thorns, the things that subtract, that takes away, that aggravates you to hinder you from proceeding in God and being blessed in God. I think God has great potential for every one of us, and we have got to know those things that will subtract and that will take away from what God's wanting to do in our lives. So let us be on the lookout, things that sap our energy, God, things that take away from the anointing and the enthusiasm that God has given to us. We've got to make certain that we're staying far from those things,
Amen.
people that discourages us. We got to make certain that we, you know, we limit our interaction with them. And things that just crowd out God in our lives. We gotta, draw ourselves from those things and really focus on what will build God in our lives, strengthen our relationship, and strengthen our walk with God. God bless you all. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Bless you, sir.